What's going on, guys? This is the Ghost of Wrestling, and it's time for our official Night of Champions predictions. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the King of the Ring between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Now, for this match, it's kind of interesting because it's going to be a rematch. They're going to fight John. Either one of them are going to fight John. So, who do I want to see rematch John more? Not really, my opinion. More, what is more likely to happen? It's more likely Cody wins. However, personally, I would vote for Randy, but I think the answer is pretty clear. It's going to be Cody. It's going to be Cody versus John at SummerSlam. I'm not gonna say more likely than not, but it's a higher chance he loses it at SummerSlam than any other pay per view right now. Because I highly doubt they're going to retire him as a retire him as a heel. So you still have to go through that character arc of him becoming a face again. However you do that, I don't know. Or you can run with the storyline like I predicted way back before the Royal Rumble, where instead of not being the champion, he is the champion. He pulls a CM Punk 2011 and he's like, yo, I'm going to leave the company as the champ. And it comes down to the final pay-per-view, his final match for the championship. If he wins, he retires with it. If he loses, then obviously he doesn't retire with it. However, does it happen? Probably not. He either drops it at SummerSlam or Survivor Series. So, and Cody's most likely the person to take it off of him. So, winner prediction, Cody Rhodes. Then, let's go to the Queen of the Ring between Jade Cargill and Asuka. Kind of a similar situation. I personally wanted to see Asuka versus Io more than Jade versus Tiffany. However, there are more storyline opportunities you can go with Jade versus Tiffany. Because one, you have, see, Jade Cargill going for her first title match. That's something. And then you have the aspect of Bianca. How would she react to that? And then you have Naomi, the Money in the Bank holder. She's most likely going to cash in on her. So you have so many storyline opportunities with that because Naomi is not cashing in on Io. That's not happening. Especially when all the storylines have been pointing in the direction of Jade and Bianca. Who knows? They can spark a new feud off the champion for the championship at that point between Naomi and Jade. And then whenever Bianca comes back, whenever that may be, it's gonna be sooner rather than later. You can put her in a storyline. You can even do some cool stuff with that, with her being a special guest referee or a triple threat, whatever. So many ways you can go with that. So, winner, Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. Now we're going to go to the U.S. title match between Jacob and Solo. And the answer is pretty clear. It's going to be Jacob. He's not. I love Solo. Solo's really entertaining. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm loving this character right now. He's hilarious. He's entertaining. He's not exactly the menace he was like a year ago, but he's entertaining to watch. I have no problem with him being champ. To be honest, if he were to win, I would not complain about it. However, let's be real. Jacob is not losing that U.S. title anytime soon. Like, I would not be surprised if he held that championship for a year. Would I want that? Not really. Would I complain? Probably. But I'd probably complain a little bit, but not too much. I'd be understanding of why they had him held for the championship that long. So, point is, Jacob is not losing that U.S. title anytime soon. So, winner between Jacob and Solo for the U.S. Championship, Jacob. Now let's go on to the street fight. Now, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel. Now, this kind of came out of nowhere. I just kind of came about like 2 weeks ago, which, it is what it is. I ain't complaining about it. I'm kind of glad Raquel is getting more shine on TV as a solo star. Granted, it's because, Liv Morgan dislocated her shoulder, which praise up to her. Hopefully she has a quick and speedy recovery. But that injury kind of opened up the doors, not only for Raquel, but more for Roxanne, to be honest, because now you can do a tag team between Raquel and Roxanne. That's clearly the direction they're going in, with her kind of like replacing Liv. Who knows how Dom reacts, especially since they're going to be gone for 6 months, which is about Royal Rumble time, right, which can segue directly into a WrestleMania match between her and either Roxanne or Raquel, depending on which way they want to go with that. So the injury kind of might be a blessing in disguise for everybody else besides Liv. Personally, hopefully Raquel gets some serious shine. Hopefully, just consistent more and more of this. Not necessarily like single stuff because obviously she's still a tag champ. But, give her more time to shine. More time to cook. We haven't really seen that from her in a while, to be honest. Like especially on the main roster, she hasn't really been the NXT Raquel. Like I didn't watch too much NXT, but when I did, when she was like the dominant one with her and Dakota Kai, when they were like super dominant. Yeah, that Raquel, she was peak. That was her and Rhea. They were like there's a reason why this is a highly anticipated matchup. There's a reason for that. So, as for the match itself, I think it's gonna be really entertaining. I think it's gonna be super. What's what I'm looking for? Exciting to watch. Sure, let's go with that. As for the winner, I don't see Raquel winning. I mean, it depends on how long. They gotta stretch this out to Evolution. So, I highly doubt. I think it's gonna be shenanigans. I think Roxanne's gonna interfere. It's gonna cost Rhea the win. I think that's more likely. Because we do need to stretch this out to Evolution too. This is probably going to be the match there, or some kind of tag match between Rhea and somebody, and Roxanne and Raquel. That's probably the direction they're going to go in, because you got to defend those tag belts at some point. So, if my prediction for this match, the winner of the street fight, Raquel by interference. I think Roxanne's going to interfere, cost Rhea the match. I'm going to beat her up, 1, 2, 3, and then post-match, you're going to continue beating her up. Return of somebody. Who? I don't know. It could be Nikki. Could be Brie. I don't know. Somebody's going to help her out after the match. But the point is, Raquel's getting the win. Then you have the last two matches, Sammy versus Karrion Kross, and oh my God, finally Karrion Kross is getting a match. Like, what is this? His second match of 2025? At least on the main roster stuff. Yes, main event stuff, but like on Raw, SmackDown, PLE. This is his second match of the year? Like singles match? Obviously he was a part of the Royal Rumble, but singles match? Yeah, I think he had that one match with AJ right after WrestleMania. And then this one. So yeah, this is his second match. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this continues to be a thing going forward. I'm not asking him to be world champ. It's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking him to get some shine on TV. Actually use him, not just in backstage segments, which they're cool. I enjoy the backstage segments, especially with Sammy, with AJ. I really enjoyed that. However, I do want to see more in-ring stuff, more feuds, right? He's too talented of a wrestler just to be a backstage guy, That's really disappointing. So hopefully this feud with Sammy actually leads somewhere. Those gigantic birds. I'm going this way. As I was saying. Yeah, hopefully this actually will lead somewhere and not just this one and done. Here, man, here, go, leave me alone. Like, just, here, take it, leave me alone, kind of thing. Triple H is doing. But he occasionally does sometimes. It's like, here, man, you asked for it, here, take it, leave me alone. Hopefully this is actually something that it sustains. He stays on TV, he has a role, some feuds, some matches. Actually treat him with some kind of love, right? That's what I want. As for this match, this has been cooking up for a while. Since at least the Elimination Chamber. I remember they had a couple backstage segments back then too. That's why I thought this was going to be the WrestleMania match. I thought it was going to be Sammy versus Kross at WrestleMania. I did not take into account how much Triple H does not care for Karrion Kross. So the point is, this has been brewing for a while. And it's actually their first match. So, do I see them extending this any further? Yeah. Now immediately, I think Sammy comes out with the win. That's my prediction. Sammy wins. However, Karrion Kross will still linger in the background, kind of tempting him over and over, pushing him, annoying him over and over backstage. And then they have a feud again later on in the year. Another match or two. We can even have Karrion Kross pick up the win to make him, like, stick that idea in his head that he's not good enough, that he's never going to be world champ if he's losing to someone like him. Not like he's not going to say it like that, but like, you get the point. Point is, this feud has potential to be pretty good. Right, I'm gonna kind of wait and see. This match itself is going to be pretty fire. Sami Zayn, phenomenal worker, phenomenal wrestler, consistently put on bangers. Karrion Kross, we haven't seen too much of him this year. He had that one match with AJ, but it's AJ, and AJ can make anybody look good. So it's been a minute. He is over. I do wonder, how is Saudi going to view Karrion Kross? Because over here in the States, we love him, right? He's getting cheers, he's getting pops. He's getting love, getting appreciation. How are they going to view him? That's just something because Sami Zayn over in Saudi Arabia is super over. Like, he is super popular over there in Saudi. So obviously, Sami's not getting booed over there. Will they boo Kross? And if he does get booed, how will Triple H and Creative view that? Where they view that as, they don't like him after all, and it's back to backstage and catering you go to. I don't know what they're gonna do. How they're gonna view that. I'm not saying he had to be on the same level as Sami. That's unrealistic. But hopefully they give him some kind of cheers, kind of appreciation. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. So prediction: Sami is Karrion Kross. I have Sami Zayn coming out on top. And in the main event, the highly anticipated last time ever, maybe, CM Punk versus John Cena, the match that I'm personally excited for. Man, John Cena's pipe bomb, fire. I'm recording this on Thursday before the Go Home SmackDown, and most likely CM Punk is going to respond to the pipe bomb, so I don't know how he's going to respond to that. He's probably going to cut a fire promo. Probably. It's CM Punk. He's always cutting at least a solid promo. So I'm expecting at least a solid one out of him. So this feud has been built phenomenally. It does suck as being held in Saudi Arabia. That sucks. I wish it was held anywhere else. I would have took London or Chicago or literally any other city / country besides Saudi Arabia. But it is what it is. It is kind of surprising to see CM Punk there after he's been pretty insistent on hating Saudi Arabia. So seeing him actually be there for the championship, it's kind of crazy. They even pointed that out in the storyline with John Cena calling him a hypocrite. Saying he talks big words, but his actions are very little. So it is interesting to see him getting called out in storyline. We'll see how he responds to that tomorrow. But the point is, this match, is it going to be this 5-star technical masterpiece as it was back in 2011? No, it's not. Will it be entertaining? Yeah, it's going to be really entertaining. There's going to be some callbacks. You already know. It's going to be some cool spots, some recreating spots from back then. We know it. I know it. We all know it. This match is going to be kind of like that Randy match back in Backlash, right? It's not going to be a 5-star technical Okada versus Omega match. No, it's not going to be that. It's not. However, it's going to be some cool moments. There's going to be a lot of cool spots, a lot of good spots. And it's going to be an entertaining match. So, my prediction for the main event, CM Punk versus John Cena, is John Cena. John Cena's not losing that title. I'm sorry. Not losing to Punk. He might lose it to Punk. He is one of, I guess, the 2-3 candidates I have in mind for John to lose the title to. But it's not going to be at Saudi Arabia in the middle of July. It's not. Not in the middle. The end of June. Like, he's not going to lose a title in the end of June in Saudi Arabia. That's not happening. I understand Saudi wants big moments. That moment is a little too big to happen in Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry. No offense to them. That moment is not happening in Saudi Arabia. Probably going to happen, like I said, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, last match. Those are the three places I predict you will lose it at. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, last match, which is reportedly a Saturday Night's main event. Sure, why not give Saturday Night's main event some more prestige, I guess, even though it's kind of like a glorified house show. But that's a story for a different day. Point is, John Cena's winning that title, and he's retaining the title. He's not losing it anytime soon. And those are the predictions. John winning, Sammy winning, Jade Queen of the Ring, Cody King of the Ring, Raquel by interference, and Jacob retaining. Those are my predictions. Let me know yours in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that noti bell for more wrestling videos. This is the Ghost of Wrestling signing out. Stay spooky.